I'm LD Boy of Solid Shot Films, and I'm live here with Stogie, Brodie. Appreciate you coming on the show, doing this interview with us.
Pleasure to be here, brother.
It's great to have you. I've had some time to research your music, and after checking out a few of your projects, you definitely can see a lot of originality in your music. I can see your swag, your tone, you can see your bars, through a lot of your projects. But before we go into your music, let's learn a little bit about you. Tell me, where are you from?
Stogie Brodie. I'm from East Vallejo, Avian and Springs, Roadside, Springs Road, Jets.
What was it like, for you coming up in Vallejo in your time?
Oh man, it was wild. It was rough. I chose to go down that path. My parents was working parents. So a nigga just chose to do some other shit. So a nigga had a wild life as a youngster. I'm going to jail for fucking burglaries and robbery, assault, fucking possession cases, and all type of bullshit, man. Always got some shit going on.
So as a youngster, you basically
involved in my story no different than anybody else. I'm from the ghetto, man. I just carry myself in a whole different manner now.
So tell me a little bit about RBR. How did you get involved with them?
Let me see, man. A few years back, I've been seeing El Negro and Managed pushing the RBR issue. I had been seeing them around the city doing their thing, waving, and I just reached out to them about shooting a video for me, and El Negro ended up shooting my first video that I ever shot, Keep Doing Me. And that was, I believe that was the first business we ever did together. And ever since then, I locked in with them. And this was when, D-Boy was still on the label. And pretty much, I hollered at him like, what's going on, bro? Y'all looking for new talent? And they like, yeah, bro, what's up? Come on home. And I'm like, let me get my shit up first. Like, these niggas ain't ordinary niggas that, just rap for fun, like they pushing the issue, So let me figure out who I'ma be, and I'ma get that shit together, So ever since then, we had always had talks, and recently, I'd say sometime last year, man, we just locked it in and made it official. And ever since then, it's been nothing but up, straight up for me.
So let's talk about, how you actually got into music. What made you get into music?
Oh man, I've been wanting to do this shit since a youngster, and it's crazy because I felt like this shit was really made for me. Like, this is what I felt I was gonna be doing as a kid. Like, I always told myself that this was gonna be me someday. And like, I started off, I wrote my first rap, it was a gospel rap, My mama had me in church as a youngster, I know most people could relate. Yeah. And I wanted to get into music. I'm like, okay, this is something that I like right here. I'm too young to be cussing and doing this shit. I gotta sneak and watch music videos and shit like that. I'm too young to get into that mix right now, so I'm gonna get my hands on this. And that got my feet wet as far as writing raps. And I just fell in love with that shit ever since then, man, and just kept going on and going on. Like, seeing my Uncle Adrian, man, everybody know him. I know him as Ramon, but everybody know him as Adrian, man. And seeing him and my dad working in the studio when I was a kid to like, just rapping in church and just all this shit, man, I just never let go of it. I never let go of it. It was always a studio in my house.
Music just in general inspired.
Yeah, always a studio in my house. Like, it was just always there for me. And I had to take advantage of it, so I just really hopped on it, man. And I ain't gonna stop. I fell in love with that shit, man. I can't never see myself going back.
So every artist has their own wave and pace that, they use their creativity when they make music. So, when you get in the studio, how do you like to create your music? Or, when you write your music, what do you like to happen in your day, before you start your projects?
Pretty much, man. I just sit at home and I just, go in, you know what I mean, whenever I got the time, because I got a lot of kids, you know what I mean, and I'm always with them. So, you know what I mean, like whenever they at school or with grandparents, you know what I mean, I just sit and just go through every beat I was ever sent, you know what I mean, like I just make time to just sit at home and write, because like Mel said in you guys' interview, studio time for me isn't free. So like, I'm not really big on features like that, because, you know what I mean, a lot of people ask me, you know what I mean, to do shit for them, but they don't understand, like, you know what I mean, I don't just got everyday studio access, like, it's gonna cost me money to do a feature for you, like, you know what I mean, so I like to go in just already with my lyrics, everything already done from top to bottom, man, because we pay for studio time, so I just sit at home and I zone in, man, and just really kill this shit to where I know I'm gonna go in the booth and do it the same exact way that I'm sitting at home feeling this vibe. So that's just pretty much how I do every single record. Like, I've yet to really just sit in the studio with a producer and create from scratch, you know, like I would like to get the finished product so I can do me, and then we could go and record my verses or something together. But yeah, I mean, as far as being in the lab creating from scratch with somebody else, like I go in with everything done already, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much how I move with everything I do.
So let's talk about a few of your projects. Yeah, one of your projects, Ain't Nothing. You know, that was one of the dope projects that I've checked out. Tell me a little bit about it.
Man, Ain't Nothing is my favorite song to this day. I would say that sonically, it's a whole nother sound from me, from my brother Cuddy, who's on the song, as well as the whole project, the joint project we did together, Gang City and GC2. And like how that came together, shit, we was in the studio on my birthday. It was in the studio on my 24th birthday, and came up with that. And I felt good about that record. I felt good. I felt really good about that. It was one of them ones to where I just knew. And like I did this was when Instagram had 15-second videos. Did a 15-second video as just fucking around while the song's playing, and everybody telling me that's what you need to be promoting right now. That's what you need to be promoting right now. When you dropping that, when you dropping that. And I was just sitting on it until the right time, man. And I would say Ain't Nothing is my favorite song to this day.
So let's talk about Gang City. Also. You mentioned Gang City. It's on Apple Music.
Definitely.
So you know, when you put together the project, you know, what was a few steps that you had to take?
Oh man, what's crazy is Gang City. Gang City came together. It's a joint mixtape by myself, Stogie, Brodie, and my brother Cuddy. And I was in rehab, bro. I was in rehab when I decided that we was gonna make this move. And I was in there off some bullshit possession case, just having weed in the state that I wasn't supposed to have weed in. So, you know what I mean? I wasn't in rehab for no other shit. That's why I was there. Right. But, yeah, I was in rehab. I called Keta, and I had just wrapped up a video, which is my song, Zanny. That video is on YouTube also. I shot that video.
It was another dope project.
Thank you. I shot that in Phoenix, Arizona, and recorded it in Phoenix, Arizona. And another one of my songs, Wood on the Wheel, I recorded that song in Phoenix, Arizona also. And after I did those two songs and that video for Zanny, I called Cut Up. I'm like, bro, we need to do some shit. And he like, let's do a joint tape. And shit, I was pretty much planning on doing Gang City solo and calling it something else.
Right.
But we came together and made it Gang City. And I flew back to California. We locked in, and my brother, he's so hungry. That's why I love this nigga Hustle, man, because I came to this nigga with 10 songs. He didn't hear nothing until the day I booked the session at Indecent Slapmaster Studio. And he had a verse for all 10 songs. Like, he was ready to go. Like, it wasn't no I need time and nothing. Like, we hit the studio and he ready to go. So that's pretty much how we came up with that. And I booked a 4-hour session and we came out with 10 songs in 4 hours. And that's another thing. I like to go in the studio prepared already. So yeah, that's pretty much how Gang City came together.
So you mentioned a little bit about an upcoming movie. Is there anything you can tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, I'm trying to finalize the distribution deal, but I finalized the platform that we're dropping it on, which is Hulu. And pretty much the title is called Didn't Happen Overnight. It's 5 different cast members. All of us have different life stories, but somehow we come together through music and really chase our dreams and get established. Nobody goes to jail, nobody dies. And pretty much the whole movie will be shot out here in the city of Vallejo. So we gonna have a lot of indie artists from out of the city included. Might be non-speaking roles,
right.
Might be speaking roles, but a lot of indie artists from out of the city will be included. We start shooting in December, the second week of December.
That should be definitely tough.
Yeah, and it will be an early 2017 release. And I've been working on this project for 2 years now. And finally we're 2 months away from shooting. So Didn't Happen Overnight coming at you guys fucking early 2017 on Hulu. I'll put it out for free too on YouTube also, so I'll make it accessible for everybody.
Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely the platform that I'm telling everybody to check it out on Hulu or YouTube. But
so you take an interest in film and music?
Yeah, definitely. I take interest in a lot. Like I've been hands-on with a lot of different projects. Like as far as when I was out in rehab in Arizona, I'm out there plugging in with fucking modeling agents and shit. Like I'm out there, I done walked in Phoenix Fashion Week when I was out there. It wasn't just all bad times for me, you feel me? Like I was making my moves when I could. So I had walked in Phoenix Fashion Week out there. I've spoken at an NAACP event. I've spoken at some schools out here. I've spoken, I did my backpack giveaway at the farmer's market.
That's really big.
Yeah. Brought out city council. The fucking mayor knows my name now.
You don't see a lot of people, from the community doing things like that. You just don't see it, right? And if they do, they're just doing it for the show,
Yeah, man. And I got that drive. I can say I got that drive from my mother, man, because she is the one that got me into that. Like, I work for her company called Project Imagine, and she does a lot of health awareness events for children. And, just being hands-on at all her events just made me be like, damn, this is some big shit. Like, she's showing me the game at the same time while busting these moves for herself. Like, I remember one of the biggest events that was a monumental moment to me was when we flew T-Bots from TLC out to East Oakland to the 70s. And we're at a church, ain't no music or nothing. She's speaking to the kids about sickle cell because she has sickle cell. So, I'm kicking it with T-Bots from TLC and we talking about my kids. And like, like this let me know like, damn, this is a whole nother life for me. Like we got T-Bots in East Oakland. So, yeah, that was like just watching her move the way she moved got me on that type of note.
Right.
Like that's what got me doing this, is watching my mother
Well, it's definitely something positive, and it's what the community needs. It's what every community needs, to bring people together to, end a lot of hatred and violence in the community. But do you have any, new projects, mixtapes, EPs, or anything that you plan on dropping soon or anything?
Yeah, I just dropped my Brick Flare EP, 5-song EP called Brick Flare on live mixtapes and Spinrilla right now. Ain't Nothing video on YouTube right now. I've got a video with Damo Reigns to my song On the Way coming, and also the movie, of course. So I'm just, I'm active in a lot of fields right now. Like, I designed 2 backpacks for Vans. Sold 74 backpacks right now, and like I'm trying to get
pushing, man.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to be a jack of all trades. I wanted to be like there's nothing that they can't come to Stogie Brodie for.
You know, my father used to say, you know, you can never be one-dimensional.
Exactly.
You can never be one-dimensional.
Exactly.
You're losing if you're one-dimensional.
Right.
So never be one-dimensional. He said just like
makes sense.
Only makes sense.
Enough talk running.
So every artist has their own reason, you know, for their drive and their passion for music, you know. So what is yours?
Man, music is everything to me, man. I would say pretty much music is what saved my life. Like the way I was moving before I chose to take this serious, before I chose to do this as a career. Man, I could say that I was heading for a casket. You know, like I could really see that, and that's the way that I felt at the time. You know, like, man, this is everything for me. Like I started off doing this shit as a kid. Like music's been with me since before I had kids. You know what I mean? Like music's been with me since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I never let that go. There's like I done seen some real ugly times in my life, and the only thing that I can refer to is music to make me feel good. Like, music is pretty much everything to Stogie Brodie. And like, I like all types of music at that. Like, I listen to everything. Like, growing up, I wasn't allowed to watch rap videos, so you know, I had to tap into other fields. So I was listening to fucking Limp Bizkit, Korn, Kid Rock when I'm in 6th grade and all of that shit. Like, I'm listening to all different type of shit, you know? So that definitely was an enhancement on my rap skills also, by understanding all these different genres. So, you know, music, man, music's definitely everything to me, man. I fucking was doing music with people that's not here with me no more, you know, people that's dead in jail, you know, or people that, you know what I mean, like, just my music brought me a lot of fucking monumental moments in my lifetime.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I say, man, that's a hell of a feeling, man. I love it. I ain't gonna never give it up.
We definitely have a lot of talent, and you're gonna be exactly where you see yourself at.
Appreciate it,
if you apply yourself just like you have been. Is there any last comments or shout outs or anything that you want to say while you're on camera?
Man, I want to fucking shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me. I want to shout out to you guys. I want to shout out to my fucking bands. Fucking shout out to Shannon Chase, the stylist at Gap headquarters. Shout out to shout out to everybody that just pay attention to Stogie Brodie, that supports Stogie Brodie, and shout out to everybody that tap me in on what they got going on, you know, so I can support them, you know what I mean? So just shout out to everybody, man. I'm with all that good shit, you know?
Yeah, LD Boys, Salad Shop Films, we got it first. We out.
When you at this status, man, different rules apply. These niggas went with us giving out school supplies. I'm just really moving on my own time. These niggas say they at the desk, but they won't mind. You know, I'm getting to that bag if I roll by. And yeah, I gotta watch for niggas that ain't really with me. My old women call me up and say they proud of pimping. And lately, nigga, I've been tripping, having hella issues. My girlfriend looking like she straight up out the issue. She treat me good, I take her to Bahamas for the weekend. The bitches fronted on the kid, they know that I ain't speaking. As you can tell, I'm going way up. Hey, I'm drinking hella different flavors. I just wrote a backwood, now I'm about to blow some papers. Y'all gonna make me go back to checking bitches for paper. I be so low key, but they look at me like I made it. And when I'm in town, don't be treating me like I'm famous. I just busted seal, got me pouring up in the suite. I'm flying different bitches and bricks out every week. That Apple check coming in looking real good to me, yeah. Stogie Brodie, hey.